Imagine for a moment a quiet space. The air itself seems to hum with anticipation. Before you, bathed in a soft, warm light, sits a car. It is not just any car. It is a Ferrari, a sculpture of speed and passion, painted in a shade of red that seems to pulse with life. You have worked for this moment. You have dreamed of this moment. You have the means, the checkbook ready, the desire burning bright in your chest. You approach the dealer, your voice steady, declaring your intent to buy. Then, "I'm sorry, but this car is not for you." Why? Why turn away a customer with the money and the will to buy? This is not just a transaction. It is an invitation. Not everyone receives one. Strange in a world driven by sales, yet at the core of what makes Ferrari more than a manufacturer. It teases the mind. It speaks to value. It speaks to desire. It speaks to human nature. Money can open doors, yet this door stays closed, even to millions. The refusal is not about finances. It is about something less tangible. Heritage, loyalty, protecting a dream built over decades, a strategy that turns an object into an icon. Before Ferrari was a symbol of luxury, it was a sound. It was the thunderous roar of an engine echoing through the hills of Italy. The company, as we know it, was born from one man's singular obsession, racing. Enzo Ferrari founded Scuderia Ferrari in 1929, not to sell cars to the public, but to build and field race cars. For him, the track was the only true stage. Victory was the only goal. The road cars, which came much later, were initially just a means to an end. They were created to fund his insatiable appetite for competition. This racing DNA is not just marketing. It is the brand's authentic, beating heart. It is the very reason for its existence. Every Ferrari that leaves the factory in Maranello carries this heritage within its chassis. It is a direct descendant of the cars that conquered Le Mans, that battled for supremacy in Formula One, that made legends of drivers. When you see the vibrant colors and hear the symphony of the engine, you are witnessing the modern expression of that competitive spirit. A cathedral of speed where artisans and engineers work in harmony. They are not just assembling machines, they are continuing a legacy. This connection to a glorious past cannot be manufactured overnight. Ferrari sells a piece of this story, a custodianship that must be respected. Now, let us talk about a simple yet powerful business principle. It is the law of supply and demand. In most industries, success is measured by selling as many units as possible. More sales mean more revenue. Ferrari, however, plays a different game. The company has mastered the art of intentional scarcity. For decades, they have decided to produce fewer cars than the market desires. This is not production weakness. It's a calculated move to preserve mystique and long-term value. A Ferrari is never just a common sight. Imagine a simple chart. Demand climbs very high. Supply stays much, much lower. The gap between them is where the magic happens. Desire, aspiration, exclusivity. Controlled production, especially limited editions, turns each car into a coveted prize. Rarity amplifies desire. Most new cars depreciate immediately. Many Ferraris do the opposite. They hold value or appreciate. Buying a limited Ferrari can be emotional and financial. Ferrari protects customers' investments by protecting production numbers. If Ferraris were everywhere, would they feel special? Would they still turn heads? In a world of mass production, Ferrari chooses to make less and becomes more. Why do we, as human beings, value things that are difficult to obtain? The answer lies deep within our own psychology. There is a fundamental principle that scarcity creates a perception of higher value. When something is rare or exclusive, our minds assign it greater significance. It becomes a status symbol. They are not just selling a car made of metal, leather, and glass. They are selling entry into an elite circle, a tribe of like-minded individuals who share a common passion, Owning a Ferrari, especially a limited production model, is a statement, and that you have been accepted by the brand itself. This feeling of being chosen is incredibly powerful. It fosters a deep sense of pride and loyalty. Owners don't just possess a car, they become part of a global community. Track days, rallies, private events. When a new limited edition arrives, they often look to their existing client base. They prioritize loyal customers and active participants, people who cherish the cars, understand their history, and represent the prancing horse with respect. They want to avoid quick flippers who dilute prestige. Instead, they seek true custodians, ensuring each story continues in line with core values. So we return to our original question. Why say no? Ferrari isn't just selling cars, it's selling a dream. A dream must feel special. It must feel a little out of reach. Every refusal raises value for the chosen few. Ownership becomes an achievement. The strategy has risks. It can frustrate and alienate buyers, yet it has paid off for decades. Consider the real examples. LaFerrari, Enzo, F40. Buyers were hand-picked from loyal clients. Today, those cars are legends at auction. Their value, performance. Their value, story. Their value, sheer difficulty to acquire. Exclusivity begets more desirability. The no creates a virtuous cycle of prestige. Gatekeeping keeps Ferrari the automotive benchmark. It preserves prestige in a diluted luxury world. The prancing horse is more than a logo. It's a promise. Promise, unparalleled performance. Promise, breathtaking Italian design. Promise, direct link to legendary racing history. Saying no keeps that promise sacred. It says some things must be earned through loyalty and passion. Ferrari sells a story. Ferrari sells a status. Ferrari sells a place in an exclusive family.